My job as a project financial manager was to make the connection between the research team and all the other actors involved in the development of the project, namely the funding agency, other departments inside our institution that are directly linked to the financial, to the scientific purpose of the project, but are essential for a project to work. Namely the public procurement and acquisitions department, financial department, human resources department. As a financial manager, normally we enter into action more on the post-award phase of the project, specifically on the execution phase. But in some institutions, depending on the internal organization, the financial project manager, being knowledgeable of the eligibility criteria and all the dynamics of managing a budget, we can also be relevant and contribute in the pre-award phase, namely on the preparation of the budget to be submitted on the application call. Normally, when the project is funded, the pre-award department sends the information to the post-award department where I work on my division, and I started by meeting with the research team. And in this meeting, I try to establish a connection with the research team, try to see what tools we can use to communicate, what will aid and make easier our job. Also, as a project financial manager, I try to create a set of tools and maps that aids us to control and monitor all the execution phase of the project, like expenditure, reports deadline, all the relevant information. In the cases where we have a project where we are acting as coordinators and have other partners, it is my job as well to communicate with them and try to define some management strategies, give some information as well regarding the rules and the eligibility criteria, and also, as I said, try to implement with them some management strategies. For instance, in a project, we have to comply with certain periods of report to the funding agency, but internally in the consortium, we can establish different timelines, and these different timelines give space to you as an RMA of the coordinator institution to see exactly the situation and the execution of the project, and also give some space to the partners to talk with you and try to share some difficulties and struggles that they may have, and request some help from your part.
I think that the soft skills are more important, not the technical in our work. Okay, for the research, for sure. But in the project management, when the research management administrator, I think that you have to be available. Not only you have to be open-minded. You have to be yes, curious in the well, the knowledge of the English language, it's for sure a must, because all the documents, and we are a lot of international researchers, and you need to talk with them. So the English language is it's a must. But also the curiosity, it's not for a public employee, a normal public employee, because if you need to respect a deadline, you have to stay until the work is finished. And so it's more the voluntary to be part of a team that more than the knowledge of a technical aspect or a legal aspect. so the soft skills is important. Also, it's important to the teamwork, to be able to work in a team. It's important to be flexible. It's important to be I don't know if it's correct also in English, to be fluid, because sometimes you have also, it's important to manage people. The main challenge is to convince at the beginning the principal investigator and the research team that you are working with them and not against. Unfortunately, the researchers often see the administrator and the financial officer as a not as an opportunity to have inside in the research team, but
when I started as an RMA, I was lucky because I was able to grow into the job. I started by managing smaller projects with smaller budgets, and I passed from managing only national funded projects to international funded projects, and then later a more complex set of projects with higher budgets and larger consortiums. I say that